Okay, so this is going to be our Unit 2, Quiz 1, Mid-Assessment. We're going to begin with number 1 here. On number 1 it says the product of 2 and a number increased by 12. The two key words here being product and increased by. I know that the word product means that I'm going to be multiplying. This is in your interactive notebook, so check that out. The product of 2 and a number. A number means that we're going to be working with a variable. So the product of 2 and a number will look like this. That will show multiplication for 2 and a number. Increased by 12. Increased by does mean add. Words to math. This is the correct algebraic expression for the verbal expression. Number 2. The difference of, I'll go ahead and underline my keyword there, the difference of 15 in C divided by 4. When I talk about the difference of 15 in C, that looks like this. 15 minus C. I'm going to take that and divide it by 4. Since I'm looking for the difference of 15 and C, that means I have to have the answer to 15 minus C. You could also show it this way. 15 minus C divided by 4. In order to get the difference first, I need to do that, and because order of operations would have me saying C divided by 4 first. But I can find the difference first if I put parentheses around it and show that I want to do the subtraction before the division. Both of these are the difference of 15 in C divided by 4. Now let's go to these problems down here. They're wanting us to solve. They've given us an expression with a variable in it, and they've told us that our variable x equals 4. All that we have to do is take this 4 and substitute it in for the x. This will be 4 to the second power minus 4. So let's see how that works. There we are. It's taking just a moment to come up. Okay. So what I was given to work with was x squared minus 4 for x equals 4. So I'm going to take this 4 and substitute it in for the variable. This will just be 4 to the second power minus 4. 4 to the second power means 4 times 4. The bottom number is what you're multiplying. The top number is how many times. 4 times 4 is 16. And 16 minus 4 is 12. On the next problem, they give us, pull that up here. On the next problem, they give us 3x minus 4y, and then they tell us x equals 6 and y equals 2. So I'm just going to substitute those numbers in here. So I'm just going to substitute those numbers in. Again, I've got 3 times x, x is 6, minus 4 times y, y is 2. Three x minus 4y. And again, we said that x is 6 and y is 2. Three times x is 18. 4 times 2 is 8. 18 minus 8 will give us our answer. Going on to the next problems. It looks like number 5 here. I can't do 3x minus 2 because they are not like terms. But what I can do is distribute this 2 to both of these numbers here. Again, the 2 is next to the parentheses. That's going to signify multiplication. I'm going to multiply by negative 2 to both of these numbers. Let's see how that looks. We have negative 2 times 3x minus 2. Again, this is my operation here. So, negative 2 times 3 is negative 6. Negative 2 times negative 2 is positive 4. This is my final answer for number 5. Let's look at number 6. Number 6 is very similar, except I'm multiplying on the inside and multiplying on the outside. I can do this multiplication in any order that I choose. So the first thing I'm going to do is multiply 2 times 15. The nice thing about multiplication is we can multiply in any order that we choose. So I'm going to use the associative property. I'm going to multiply the 2 times the 15 first, and then the 6. 2 times 15 I know to be 30. And so when I'm multiplying 30 times this 6 that's left over here, I can just multiply 6 times 3, which is 18. But I got a 0 there. 180. Number 7 is going to be 14x minus x. These are two like terms that I have here, 14x minus x. So what I'm going to be able to do there's always an understood 1 that sits right in front of the variable here. I've got 14 x's. I am taking away 1x. My answer will be 13x. On the next problem, we've got 2x squared plus 5x minus 12x. So let's get that written up here. 2x squared plus 5x minus 12x. I have two different types of terms in this problem. I have x terms, and I have x squared terms. X terms and x squared terms cannot combine, but I can combine x terms to other x terms. So my like terms in this problem will be this term here and this term here. 2x squared will be part of my answer, but it will be by itself. I'm combining a positive 5 and a negative 12x. My signs are different, so I'm going to subtract the two. 12 minus 5 will be 7. This is my greater absolute value with the negative here, so it will be a negative 7x. On the next problem, pull this up here a little bit. It looks like we are on number 9, one-step equations. So I am going to have a variable here that's being divided by negative 7, and that will equal negative 2. The whole point of one-step equations is to get this variable or any variable by itself. If you take a number and divide it by negative 7, you can get right back to that number by multiplying by negative 7. It's all about opposite operations. So if I have a variable and I'm dividing by negative 7, I'll just multiply by negative 7. That will get my variable by itself. But to maintain my equality, I must multiply this side by negative 7 too. Let's see how that works. So, showing times negative 7, I'm just going to put a times negative 7 out here. Again, you take a number divided by negative 7 times negative 7. Opposite operations cancel each other out, leaving this variable by itself on the left side of the equal sign here. To maintain my equality, since I multiplied by negative 7 over here, I must also multiply by negative 7 on this side of the equal sign. Negative 2 times negative 7. I do have a negative times a negative. Whenever we're multiplying and dividing, we use our mystic triangle. A negative times a negative will give us a positive. A negative times a negative will leave a positive. So, this will be positive 14. Okay, let's go back to this guy. That was number 9 at the bottom here. Now we're going to number 10. Something plus 4 equals negative 9. We'll do this much the same way we did this one. We identified what was being done to the variable. It was being divided by negative 7. We did the opposite, multiplied by negative 7. Here my variable is being added by 4. I'll do the opposite and subtract 4 from both sides of the equal sign. E plus 4 equals negative 9. So, since my variable is being added by 4, I'll minus 4. To maintain equality, I'll subtract 4 from both sides of the equal sign. The whole point is to get the variable by itself. I'm going to bring my equal sign straight down. I'm going to show that these cancel, leaving just by itself d on this side of the equal sign. Negative 9 minus 4. Looks like I'm subtracting 4 from negative 9, so I'm going to go farther into a negative direction. So I can just add the two signs. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. This will be negative